In start of the movie we see math teacher named Alexa. She teaches at a university in Russia. Alexa falls in love with an astrophysics teacher named Maximilian, and Maximilian also liked Alexa, so the soon got married. After some time Alexa becomes pregnant. Then Maximilian tells her that I want to name my child Jupiter, but Alexa not agree. But in the meantime, some thieves break into their house and start robbing them. Then a thief picks up Maximilian's telescope, seeing that Maximilian forbids him to take the telescope, at which a thief becomes enraged and shoots Maximilian. Alexa is lonely after the accident, so she decides to go her relatives in Chicago. While Alexa is in the ship she gives birth to a baby girl. Alexa names the baby girl Jupiter in memory of her husband. We then see a scene 22 years later where Jupiter is now young, and she was not happy with her life because she used to work as a cleaning lady in a rich people's house. Originally, Jupiter was a Russian, that's why she was not getting good work in the USA. Also she lived with her large family in a small house which she did not get her privacy. Meanwhile we see Bomb, Titus, and Kalik, the children of a galactic queen named Abersax, on an unknown planet. This family kills the people of Deference planet and makes a drug from them that keeps them young for a long time. Abersax had recently died, giving the three siblings planets to split up, in which elder brother Balaam got Earth apart from two planets. Here the youngest Titus brother wanted to buy Earth from Balaam, but Balaam did not say anything and leave. After that we see a hunter on Earth named Cain in Chicago who works for Titus, but then Bomb's hunters Rezo, Ibis and Falk see him and start chasing him. All of them were not from Earth and had quite special gadgets. Cain uses his gadget to go to a clinic where he finds a profile of a patient with his power of smell, in which he finds the profile of a girl named Catherine. As Cain leaves, Bomb's hunters appear in front of him. Seeing them he activates his flying boots and starts running away, to which the three hunters attack him with their dangerous weapons to stop him, and yet Cain escapes them here. Here Rezo tells her two colleagues that we have to tell the boss about Cain. Meanwhile we see Kalik, who tells her servants that I want to hunt on Earth but my brother should not know about it. On the other, Balaam find out that a special gene print has been found in a girl named Catherine on Earth, so he orders his men to kill Catherine. Next we see Catherine, who happens to be Jupiter's friend. Here Jupiter helps Catherine by cleaning her house, during which he hears Catherine scream. When Jupiter approaches her she sees a group of gray-colored aliens near Catherine, who clicks their photos, during which her mother calls. Then hearing the phone ring, the aliens focus on Jupiter, so that the aliens erase Jupiter and Catherine's memories from some time ago and leave. At night when Jupiter having dinner with her family, then she asks her cousin Vasily to borrow some money, because she had to buy a telescope like her father, whereupon Vasily asks him to collect the money for herself. When Jupiter is alone, her second cousin Vladi says to her that if you help me in my work, I will give you a percentage, which makes Jupiter happy. The next day, Jupiter goes to the clinic named after Catherine, where she sees photos of aliens in her phone which she clicked. Before she understands something, doctors call her for surgery. Here Jupiter's body suddenly starts to fly up, revealing that the aliens are taking the doctor's face and testing his DNA. The aliens are about to kill her, but Cain gets there and kills all the aliens and takes Jupiter with him. At the same time in the spaceship, Titus receives news that Cain has found the girl with a special gene print. Actually that gene print was not in Catherine but inside Jupiter. Titus sends a ship to Earth to fetch Cain. Meanwhile, Balaam finds out that Cain has captured the girl, so he orders his men to double security. After some time Jupiter also regains consciousness. Then Ken explains to him that apart from Earth, there are many other planets in the universe where life exists and separate species live there. Cain explains that I am half human and half wolf. I was born for the military. He also states that the aliens of the haze color are known as keepers. Here Cain shows Jupiter his floating boots and a gadget that allows him to create portals on any wall. At the same time a spaceship sent by Titus arrives and Cain begins to take Jupiter into the ship, but then Balaam's soldiers blow up Titus' ship and Cain quickly flees with Jupiter, and Bomb's soldiers shoot at him but Cain somehow escapes them. The next morning Cain steals a car and takes Jupiter to his old friend Stinger. On the way, Jupiter asks Cain why they finally want to kill her, to which Cain explains that it is the war of Abersax's family and that it is one of the most powerful family in the entire universe. Cain also explains that the place they destroy Earth they repair quickly, and when people see them keepers erase those people's memories. That is, now the soldiers of Balaam will again repair all the places that were damaged by the blast, and will erase the memories of the people there. Cain says that Titus wants to call you on the ship to save you from Balaam. We will find out later why Balaam wants to kill Jupiter. Sometime later, Jupiter and Cain arrive at Stinger's house where Stinger attacks Cain, because Cain's presence here could have put him in danger. While the two are fighting, a group of beasts surround Jupiter and follow Jupiter's hand signals. Seeing this, Stinger bows down to Jupiter and calls her queen. Also he tells that honeybees have the power to recognize the real galactic coin and your DNA belongs to the royal family of the universe, because of which all honeybees are around you and welcoming you. Stinger then takes them to his house and applies medicine to Cain's injury, during which Jupiter's eyes go to the mark on Cain's back. Stinger then tells her that Can and I used to have wings, but due to some mistake, the Abersax kicked us off their planet and took our wings. Just then Jupiter gets a call from Lady and she goes outside to talk. Cain then tells Stinger that I didn't know Jupiter was a princess, I was just going to give her to Titus in exchange for my wings. Here Stinger tells Jupiter that humans were not born on Earth but only dinosaurs ruled the Earth, but 200,000 years ago, the ancestors of the Abersacs killed all the dinosaurs, and then picked up people from a planet and dropped them on the Earth so that they could populate the Earth. Originally the Abersacs family had only one goal: to kill the people living on Earth and make a medicine out of them. Then Cain explains that the 3 hunters and keepers of Baum have surrounded us. Afterward Cain and Stinger attack the Balaam's people to save Jupiter. Hunter then knocks Stinger back with Fall's own weapon. Hunter Falk then pushes Stinger back with his weapon, and starts moving towards Jupiter. Seeing this, all the bees surround the Falk, protecting Jupiter, which gives Jupiter a chance to run away, but the Falk somehow gets to her and attacks her, knocking her unconscious, after which Keepers approaches Jupiter to kill her. Just then the hunter Rezo and Ibis kill their fellow Falk and all the Keepers, and the ship ends up in an alien city where Rezo and his partner sell Jupiter to the people of Kalik. When Jupiter regains consciousness, she sees herself in very beautiful clothes in a palace. Meanwhile Kalik arrives there and is shocked to see Jupiter, because Jupiter looked like her mother. Kalik then takes Jupiter to her mother's statue where Kalik tells Jupiter that you are my mother reincarnated, because along with your face, your DNA also matches my mother's DNA. Meanwhile Cain was looking for Jupiter while fighting the guards. Kalik on the other hand shows Jupiter a special pool. Kalik bathes in the pool and gets completely rejuvenated. While Kalik is 14,000 years old, Kalik tells Jupiter that she can claim all of the Abersacs property because it contains the Abersacs queen's DNA. Kalik asks him to claim the Earth and live a rich life. Originally, Kalik wanted to take Jupiter's help to take Earth away from Balaam, so that she can always get the medicine to stay young. It was caused that Balaam wanted to kill Jupiter because he knew that Jupiter had his mother's DNA, with the help of which she can snatch Earth from him. They are talking when suddenly Cain comes there and starts taking Jupiter away, but Jupiter had trust in Kalik so she stops there. Meanwhile we see Balaam killing his general because he did not catch Jupiter the second time either. Now he sends a soldier named Gregan to chase after Jupiter. Meanwhile Stinger takes Diamica, the captain of the galactic police force, to Jupiter. Diamica then takes Jupiter from her ship Edges to a planet called Oros. It was the same planet where humans were born. In the ship Jupiter flirts with Cain but Cain ignores her, because Jupiter is a princess and he is their servant, after which the ship reaches Oros where a robot takes Jupiter with it, and by bribing an employee, he gets the royal seal on Jupiter's wrist, so that everyone starts to recognize him as the royal family. Here Jupiter asks Cain, why are you helping me, to which he says if I help you I can get my job back. Then suddenly Stinger comes along with some hunters and surrounds them. In fact Stinger made a deal with Titus to betray them. After some time Jupiter is taken to Titus, where Titus tells Jupiter that if you will dinner with me, I will send you back to Earth, to which Jupiter agrees. Meanwhile Titus guards lock Cain in a prison. We then see Jupiter and Titus having dinner where Jupiter asks about Cain, to which Titus lies that I sent him to his house. Here Titus tells Jupiter that the rejuvenating medicine is made by killing humans. He shows her several bottles in which this medicine was kept and sold. Titus said that his mother had decided to close the business, which led to her murder. Titus promises to be like his mother and not kill humans, which makes Jupiter believe him. Then Titus talks Jupiter into fighting his brother and sister by proposing marriage, which makes Jupiter suspicious of him. Meanwhile, Diamica grabs Stinger and uses it to trace Titus' ship. Cain on the other hand, is brought to Titus where he learns from Titus that he wants to kill Jupiter by marrying her, so that after Jupiter he can become master of Earth. He then throws Cain out of the ship for cheating, but before falling down, he kicks the protective gear on the wall and knocks it out with him and survives by using the gear. Titus' ship then creates a portal and escapes. Then, Diamica's ship arrives and rescues Cain. Then Cain tells them to save Jupiter and asks Stinger for help. Stinger then says Titus promised to cure my sick daughter so I betrayed you. On the other hand, Jupiter's family on Earth was very worried about her missing, and was putting all the blame on Velati. Then Gregan comes there and kidnaps everyone. Meanwhile, Jupiter forbids her to marry Titus and asks him about Cain. He then explains that Cain attacked people again so he was kicked out. At the same time, Titus explains to Jupiter that this marriage is only a compromise, in which both of us will protect innocent people from Balaam. At the same time he promises to put Cain back on the job, which the Empress agrees to marry. A few hours later as the two get married, Cain and Stinger board Titus' ship and kill their enemies, and they stop the marriage by entering. After which Cain reveals the truth to Titus in front of everyone that Titus wants to kill Jupiter and become the master of Earth after marriage. Here at the behest of Jupiter, Cain takes her to Earth, where Jupiter discovers that Balaam's people have kidnapped her family. Balaam's people tell him that you have to go to Jupiter planet to meet Balaam, in exchange for which your family will be abandoned. So she goes to Jupiter planet and meets Balaam, where Balaam asks her to take over all her property. On the other hand, Cain goes alone to the planet Jupiter and starts killing Balaam's people. There, Jupiter accuses Balaam of killing his own mother, which angers Balaam and slaps her. and asks his people to kill Jupiter's mother, to which Jupiter agrees with Balaam, and the entire property planets is transferred to his name, after which Cain comes there and rescues Jupiter. Then Cain fights Grigan, and Jupiter sends her family to the Aegis ship, while Balaam attacks Jupiter, to which Jupiter shoots him in the leg with a gun. At the same time Bloom's castle collapses and Cain kills Grigan. Meanwhile, Jupiter and Balaam has a fight in which Jupiter beats Balaam a lot. After a while the palace explodes and starts to collapse, causing Balaam to fall down and he dies. On the other hand, Jupiter also starts falling down but is saved by Cain. After some time we see Jupiter again in her normal life, which she now seems to be enjoying. Also Blady gives her a telescope. She meets Cain when she is free from work. At the end of the story we see Cain and Jupiter flying together, and that's the end of the movie.